once again, good morning and welcome to today Break Benue. It's a beautiful morning in Makudi, the Benue State capital, and we are expecting to bring you one of the best discussions today, at least for this week. And remember, this is a breakfast show, so I expect you to sit down, relax, and watch whatever we're going to discuss today. Participate using our social media handle, ask your questions, and of course, your suggestions. My name is Steven Abba. Welcome to the show. Before we move on and of course invite our guests to discuss the topic of the day, we shall be talking about something very important in our society, and this has to do with unresolved conflicts amongst us. It has to do with conflicting issues that exist in the polity, in the family, in our society, in our clan, in our villages, and the rest of them. And it is in this light that the Benue State Governor has to partner with donor agencies to find lasting solutions to crises in the state. And this crisis can stems from internal strife amongst communities, stems from internal discord amongst people. It is very important here to know that growth cannot exist if there is no unity. Even if your body is disunited as a human being, that is what is called ill health. Your organs are working separately, your heart is doing something else, your liver is saying something else, and your stomach is telling your brain something else. At this disunity, this discordant times, your body will fall down because the messages, the discussions of your organs are not at par. So it is very important that we stay in unity, we look for unity, we discuss unity, we raise conversations about unity, seeing how we can come together and grow our society, grow Benue State, and of course to grow Nigeria. Nigeria is still underdeveloped at this stage in 2024, even socially, because we have not found a way to be united as a country. It could be deliberate and it could be ignorance. I don't know what it is yet, but what we are saying is that we need to pursue peace. Peace is actually eluding this country and we need to pursue it. With the pursuit of peace, and peace is established, great development will come. And of course, peace can encourage international or foreign investors to come to Nigeria. So also is Benue State. If we can have the needed peace that we desire, we will be having the desired investment from abroad, even from our neighboring states. So the governor has gone ahead to do this, and he re-echoes the commitment of his administration to work with donor agencies to find comprehensive and effective ways of addressing issues hindering peace in the state. And he assures his unwavering support to deliver peace in Benue State. He requests the organization to consider relief, rehabilitation, and reconciliation. These are the 3 R's. You have reconciliation, you have rehabilitation, of course you have relief. Tools for lasting resettlement of the displaced people in Benue. People have been displaced for the past years, and these displaced people are in their hundreds of thousands, in their millions. It is very important that these people find their way to their ancestral homes so that they can continue what they were doing before. It is actually disheartening and of course terrible when you are forcefully snatched from your ancestral home where you were doing what was cultural to you before, but now you can't do it because somebody said you shouldn't. And it is very important at this point in time that we begin to consider to take our IDPs to their various homes. And this is what the governor of Benue State is doing, and it is quite commendable. We also have the partners. They said they're going to do all their best. They've done this across the world. They have settled communities, they've settled internal issues in countries, and they said with this, Benue State cannot be an exception. And it's very important that we collaborate at this stage. From this state, we should collaborate with our foreign partners who are partnering with the state government to do the needful so that peace can be restored in Benue State. Peace is a veritable tool when it comes to development, when it comes to growth, and when it comes to unity. peace is very important. And it is at this point in time that we're calling all the Benue citizens, sons and daughters across the world, in Nigeria and at home, to come together, put our hands together, and find a lasting solution to the peace that is almost eluding us. We also move to out of Benue State briefly and see what is happening across Nigeria. The governor, the President Tinubu has said certain welcome back. I apologize for that technical glitch. Like I was saying before, the federal government said some local governments will not receive allocations until an elected council is carried out by the state INEX. And at this point in time, we're calling on Nigerians, of course, to collaborate with these instructions so that the right thing will be done. Autonomy has been granted to the local government at this point in time, and it's important that every other thing that is happening at the state level, at the national level, should also happen at the state level. And Mercy, I think that is, you've been very concerned about the local government issues in Nigeria. and I was even beginning to think if you're eyeing any of the posts in your
No,
local government.
I am definitely not having eyes on any local government chairman, but I understand to a large extent the level of massive and prompt developments that will be carried out in the local government once this autonomy is granted. But
Yeah.
understanding the dynamics that play out in Nigerian politics is very important that we focus more now on even the implementation
Yes.
of that law.
There's always been implementation.
Yes, not that the law isn't there. Yes, now that local governments are granted autonomy, it's very important that they hold the state governors, accountable, or hold them strictly to see that they all do what they ought to do to ensure that these local governments are actually free, and
Yes,
the allocations go straight into local government account for them to be able to carry out this
No,
project.
I think that is the
That's the
implication.
clear demarcation of
Yes, that is the implication
roles,
of
power.
local government autonomy. Yeah, if the local government chairman cannot accept. Welcome back. So, Mr. as I was saying, we'll be having the same thing happening at the national level. If we say something is wrong with the presidency, and we are saying something is wrong with the governors, so something could be wrong with the local government administration. So I don't think it is this breakages, these demarcations that is a problem. I think it's the mindset of the people.
Well,
and this is what we need to address seriously.
That mindset can be held to ransom. And I'm particularly excited and hopeful for this local government autonomy because the president is very much interested in granting the local government this autonomy.
Yeah.
Which was seen in the suit that the federal government even went as far as filing against state governors.
Yeah.
You know, as represented by the Attorney Generals, through the Attorney Generals. So it goes to show how interested and Nigeria, anything is possible when they actually want it done.
Yeah.
And they went as far as even winning that suit. So if the president, Tinubu, was not interested in this, the state governors would have won that case. Right? But the state governors will win the case. So now I even have less fears.
Why is it even a case if it's a constitutional matter? The constitution is very clear about this.
The willpower to do it has never been there. But then
I think that is what
you now need to actually sometimes power is not given. All the time it's not given, it's taken.
It's taken actually, yeah.
So we have got to this point where now the local government autonomy have to be imposed upon all states. They have to make every government comply, every state government comply with the full implementation of the local government, because if you leave it at their free will, they will not get it done with.
Okay, so well, we'll do for a break. We'll be coming back and our guest will be seated with us and we'll continue this conversation. Do stay with us. Do not go away.
Benue Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 30th June 2024.
Pick a form at Benue Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form costs 5,000 naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.
The first prize, 1 million naira. Second prize, 500,000 naira. And third prize, 300,000 naira. All prizes are inclusive of cash and fashion tools. Also, consolation prizes and gift items.
For sponsorship, partnership and inquiries, please call Benue TV Marketing on 0906 188 9838 or 0703 794 5569.
Benue Fashion Show,
embracing fusion fashion.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Break Benue on Benue Television. Recently, the video space has been agog with conversations being raised about local government autonomy, and the federal government is doing all its best to see that local governments get their autonomy, both in administration and in financial management. This morning we'll be discussing grassroots development and management of local government resources. Our guest this morning is Honorable Agbo Abo. Honorable Agbo Abo is the former chairman of Ado local government. He's also a management consultant. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Before we delve into everything about this topic, you may need to tell us if right now the local governments have assumed their autonomy.
Thank you very much for that question. I think I will start by giving a brief
Yes.
about the developmental stages in local government administration in this country. Like I always say, Nigeria was developing at a very fast rate before and immediately after independence. At that time, we had what we called native authorities. The native authorities were under the administration of, people used to call them DO, divisional officers, even under the white administration, that's the colonial administration.
Yes.
They had what was called native authority police. We had our security situation at its best at that time, because within each local government, in quote, that time, because that was not even the name, anything in terms of security, we were first nipped. Insecurity was nipped on the board right from the local level. They had their police. That is why even now I'm one of those that say we cannot end our insecurity situation without having the local government or the state police. In fact, I used to say we should even go beyond. Now the people are talking about state police. I said no. For us to get it right in this country, we should go back to what we used to have called the native police. Now it should be local government police. So that was in motion until 1976. When we had the popular local government reforms introduced by General Babangida. The reform committee.
Yeah, did you say Babangida?
Yes, introduced by Obasanjo at that time.
All right.
Head the committee was headed by the popular and very powerful Sultan of Sokoto at that time, Sultan Dansuki. Was the one who came out with changes in local government administration. First put up structure, which we now refer as local governments. I think the total number of local government started under that commission, the Dansuki Commission, was 301. So that was what brought about what we now call local government councils. The local government areas at that time were developing very fast. Still remember, if you go to my local government in Ado and other local government throughout the country, that was you see the structures they put in place in each ward. Each ward. There hardly any ward that you will not see their impact at that time. In terms of health, in terms of school, in terms of roads. Even when I became a local government chairman under Akune, one of the things that made my people to like me much was that there were deformed, uncompleted structures constructed in 1992 by the local government of that time. So we are experiencing the goodness of resource control, resource management at the local government between that 1976 under the military, then to 1999 to even 2007.
So where did it go wrong?
We were having good resource control at the local government. The problem of local government started, I would say, in 2007, where we started hearing of local government joint projects.
With state?
Yes. Local government joint project with the states. So that was the first time, even at that time, I commented that that was an aberration. Why do you need to have joint projects between the local government and the state? Because what they simply do is to take local government money and say you are doing contract projects with government, local government money. How on earth is it that feasible? How on earth was that proper? Is it that you can do projects better when you go and take a local government money and term it as a local joint project? And when they do this project, they will not say this particular road in any local government was done with the resources of the local government and state government added money. There was nothing like that. No person will even know that put out of this so-called project that this one was from local government money.
Okay, now before the joint management of projects, was the money entering the local government COFA straight from federal government, or it was still the state?
Yes, that is why I say that right from that 1976.
Yes.
Why we had a lot of projects going on at the local government money level, so that their money was coming direct to the local government, and that's why they were able to do fantastic.
All right.
With this joint project,
no, please.
states and
Let me land, please. So where and who was responsible for this joint thing? Is it that the governors sat down and said this is what we're going to do, and the federal government assented to it?
That problem started with the military when they were going. There was a constitution called the 1999 Constitution. Yes. That was where the problem started. They provided the lead way for state governors to interfere with the local government fund. They provided what we call joint account, which at least I was opportune to be attending for local government.
Okay, the military made that happen.
Yes, they put that in the constitution, called that there should be joint account. As well, we are all coming as chairmen who come at the end of the month to see how the money is being shared. And that is exactly why I say that there was no problem, because I can testify that between 1999 and that 2007, governors were not interfering, at least at the Benue state level. They were not interfering with local government money. I still remember that there was a time just 100,000 naira was missing from the amount that came from Abuja for my local government. We all trooped to Bureau for local government at that time. Ministry, it was a ministry at that time, to ask why we not know how 100,000 naira went. They explained to us. So that's why I'm saying that there was no problem, and that is why you could see the best of projects going on up to that time.
You would think that every state governor wants massive development cuts across all local governments. So if the local government chairman then, when they had direct control of resources coming into local government, were carrying out massive projects, why do you think state governors saw the need to still interfere with that kind of development?
I think the simple answer is corruption. The simple answer is corruption. Because even now, we still have 2 to 3 states in this country where their governors don't interrupt with local government money. The answer is corruption. Governors, that was why you could see how rich, how bogus some, that's why let me just use that word, some governors were at that time, because plenty money from the state level, they were not satisfied with that one. They interfered with the finance coming from the from Abuja for local government. However, let me make this clear. The fact that the Constitution, 1999 Constitution, provided for local government joint accounts. That's where the Supreme Court is coming in now.
Yeah.
When they say joint account, the Constitution does not mean you should come seize the local government money at your state headquarters and start giving a fraction of it to the local government. The intention of the Constitution is that, okay, let them be an avenue that this money came. Let them be a joint avenue with the local government chairman, and
probably for checks and balance.
No, it wouldn't be for check-up, because if money is meant for me, it's not the governor that should check. Who is checking the money that is coming to the governor from the federal?
Okay, who is checking the local government at this point?
At this point,
because somebody has to check somebody.
Yes.
So who was responsible for checking the excesses? Because of course we had accusations of local government chairmen that were living like governors. So in some states, some local government chairmen, they are even bigger than the governor in terms of the space they occupy in the hearts of people, because of what they carry, the aura they carry, the kind of influence they command. So who was meant to check
the
local government?
There are many avenues that local governments are supposed to be checked.
Okay.
In the first place, we have what we call local government auditors. These auditors are posted from Ministry for Local Government to be at the local government. The auditors are supposed to check every payment going out. We have another avenue of state assemblies.
Okay.
State assemblies are supposed to know and see what is happening at the local government. Because of this, we have from time to time state assemblies used to go out to supervise, to see what is happening at the local government. Okay. Thirdly, the EFCC, the EFCC,
yeah,
is also charged with the responsibility of supervising and checking what is happening at the local governments.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because of the Nigerian factor, all these channels were not doing their work at the best level because they were influenced. Because if you go to a local government, like you said, local government come to even supervise what is happening. When they entertain you, let me use that word. When they entertain you very well, there's a limit to which you want to ask questions.
And that brings me to my next question: the relationship that coexisted between state governors and local government chairmen then. Because now what it appears in most states in Nigeria is more of a selection of local government chairmen and not election, so that the state governors will still be in control and the chairman will do their bidding and allow them just room from the coffee to give them when it pleases them. It still controls all of their activities. And I begin to ponder the kind of relationship that existed between local government chairmen and state governors that made the state governors to want to have this level of control, so much control over local government chairmen.
Yes, thank you for that question. I think that is the crux of the matter. That is the crux of the matter in resource control at the local government. Where, I told you that between 1976 up to 1999 to even 2007, local governments were at their best in terms of resource control and management and project expansions. This time, why it was so? Because the governance, that is the selection of council chairmen and members, were strictly done by federal government through, whether you want to call it INEC. Selection of these people were conducted strictly and mainly through the power of the federal government. That was up to the 1999 election. 1999 local government elections were conducted, even though it took effect from 1999. The election was conducted, I think, December 1998, just to get them for the 1999 effect.
Yeah.
God, all this why the recruitment of council member, including chairman, were strictly done with the influence of the National Power Commission, National Commissions, Electoral Commissions. That is why you could see the rate of development going on at that time. That time, there was nothing like imposition of chairmen and councillors. Even under the military that time, before you were made councillors, they will consult the native people, the local people. Who do you think is proper to go there? Yeah. Because of that, the best people were managing local governments, and that is the reason for fast development, as I told you, up to 2007. Problem came from that 2007 where I used to say local government chairmen and members were distributed to individuals from the state. They simply say, in fact, it's like a market. If you are powerful, Your Excellency, you know, I've not gotten anything under this thing. My brother is this thing. Okay, what is his name? No person will even ask what is the credential of that person. What is the experience of that person? That is why I say I used to be surprised at the level that so some governor went down. That even if you wanted to help people by giving them positions, one, you have denied the local people the chance to produce their leaders. Or they will see, even from the experience. There was a time I wrote, even published on paper, on radio, that you have rendered some of us stakeholders at the world level politically impotent, because you had we don't have power to even decide who is our councillor. If you are, whether you are a former commissioner, former whatever, you don't have power to decide who is on your ordinary councillor. The same thing with chairman at the local government level. They don't have power to say who is the chairman, because they will simply allocate this thing from the state quarters. So that is the reason why we have the lowest local government development base in Nigeria up to date, because you don't expect somebody who have never worked anywhere, don't know what is file, and you just say come and be local government chairman. You are punishing. That is very, very unfair. As I used the word the other time, that no conscience.
And you other persons, in fact, you went ahead of me. You preempted me. But I think this is a valid question too. Some persons said what I'm going to say also contributed to the issues we have now at the local government level. That sometimes the people they even bring or brought, they were not even people that grew up at home. They can just bring somebody from Abuja to be the local government chairman of the local government. The only thing that qualifies him that he's from the local government. But whether the people love him, whether some persons came, I remember the local government chairman, people were saying, we've never seen this person before, we've never heard about him before, and now he's local government. So his allegiance will never be to the local government. His loyalty will never be to the local government. I don't know how.
No, that is, you just said it all. That is our complaint. That is our complaint. Oh, I gave example the other time that unfortunately our present governor is doing wonders in terms of projects. In terms of projects, there's no doubt about that. The only area that I continue to say, just to in line with what you are saying, is there has never been no change. He's changing things at the state level development wise, but no change in area of recruitment at the local government. That is a fact. The two transition chairmen, immediately the other one that went, this one that is on there now, as a stakeholder in my local government, as a former #1 citizen of my local government, I don't know the past two chairmen from my local government, because just like you said, they are brought from outside. They are brought, they are imposed. In fact, they are given as gifts to individual persons. So we don't know them. Local people, local government people don't know them. Their own is that there's one name that is your chairman. Even councillors, for what we are even imposed, we are even given by people from another world. That's what a rubbish. That's how do you develop? How do you want that local government to develop? It's not possible. So that is why this Supreme Court judgment, I said it the other time that yes, finance is going to local government direct. But our people say, if you kill a snake and you have not cut the head, you have not killed it. What the Supreme Court has done is that they saw a snake and just used stick at the middle of the snake. Boah! Yes, you hit it. It will not move. That is what the Supreme Court has done. They have removed a level of this question of local government being diverted, money of local government being diverted. But as long as you allow state governors to still be in charge through the so-called independent state electoral commissions, you have not done anything. And that's why I recommended that there must, for local government administration and resource control to be complete, selection and recruitment of the members must go from the hands of the state electoral commission. So that is the only way we can avoid the embarrassing imposition going on at the local government.
But part of the clause of this local government autonomy that is being granted is INEC is expected to carry out elections at the local levels.
It has not been declared by the
You will
Court.
answer that after this break.
Okay.
I think the conversation is getting more interesting. We expect you to join through our social media handles. Please, we're going on a break. Stay with us, do not go away.
Benue Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 30th June 2024.
Pick a form at Benue Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form cost 5,000 naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.
The first prize, 1 million naira. Second prize, 500,000 naira. And third prize, 300,000 naira. All prizes are inclusive of cash and fashion tools. Also, consolation prizes and gift items.
For sponsorship, partnership, and inquiries, please call Benue TV Marketing on 0906 188 9838 or 0703 794 5569. Benue Fashion Show, embracing fusion fashion.
We've been talking about grassroots development and management of local government resources. Our guest has been Honorable Agbo Abo, former chairman of Ado Local Government and a management consultant. You were trying to answer.
Yes, because seeing that now resources definitely is going directly to local governments,
Yeah.
but you raise a valid point that the people in the local governments do not have that beauty of democracy of selecting their representative, and oftentimes this person I pose upon them, they don't even know who this person is. However, my question will be, is there no way of still checkmating or holding this person accountable, irrespective of if we don't get to the point where INEC will carry out elections and the people will get to vote their leader, and we still have them being imposed upon them? Don't we still have other ways of checking the powers or how this will use the resources for the good of the local government? Because I know ideally if your rep member is not performing well, there are process of even calling back that rep member home, or even going as far as even impeaching state governors and even presidents. We still have all of these things in the constituency.
Yes. First, part of your question then was whether the Supreme Court made a pronouncement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Part of the clause.
Yes. Yes. And I started by saying no.
Okay.
There was no direct pronouncement of local government elections by INEC. what they said is that transferring money, local government money, to the from Abuja should not go through the state governors or the state again, and that declaration takes immediate effect. That's why I made a statement that yes, that means any state operating transition program at the local government is now not valid, is now abolished. It means for now we don't have a legalized and authorized local government leadership, political leadership at the states that is operating transition committees. Then that one takes immediate effect. However, in terms of the issue of election, I made a statement that the only way right now to stop imposition on the people at the grassroots, that's why I say I use the word on the people, not just to say it's on, because I say what they are doing is completely out of place, unfair to the people at the local governments. The only way to stop that is that elections henceforth should not be conducted by state electoral bodies. And when I say henceforth, the Supreme Court has not made that declaration, but I am happy that all levels of government, of governments, right from the president, they are all thinking and knowing that if you don't remove the power to conduct election at the state level for local governments, you have not done anything. So because of that, people are now proposing that henceforth local government elections must be conducted by INEC. The Senate President recently said, yes, Supreme Court has saved the administration at the local government. However, there are still, he referred to it as the I and T's that should be done. Yes, he's directly referring to if the leaders are still under the control of the governors. It means they have done, even Supreme Court has done zero work. So it should be conducted by the National Independent Electoral Commission. I've made a recommendation. My own recommendation is that it is either conducted by INEC or there should be a separate national local government electoral commission.
Why is it necessary why would that be necessary if we already have an electoral body called INEC at the national level that can be that can actually be impartial when it comes to local government elections? Why do you think we need another commission for local government
because INEC even now are complaining of volume of work. That's why they're talking of separating many things from INEC. So adding the local government something for them, it is possible, but I'm telling you, even presently they are complaining of volume of work. That's why they are even talking about removing certain aspects of this INEC work from them. So it is not out of place to say you can equally do away, remove the conducting, or not to add another fresh work of 7 to conducting election at 774 local government to them. That's why I personally am proposing that there should be a separate national local government election commission.
Okay.
Then the issue of apart from the election, into part of your question too, because I still remember your question about control of what is happening even now at the local government. I am also of the view that the best way to checkmate what is happening at the local governments throughout the country is that there should be what I call joint project committees in each local government. Joint project committees at the local government. This committee will comprise the representatives from each ward. In my local government, we have, for now, we have 10 wards. There should be at least one representative, very well respected person, not this one, definitely not from state capitals again. From each ward, there should be in that committee, so that they will have the power to ask questions. They should be interested in what, in line with your question, they should be interested in what is happening at the local government. What is local government doing with every month's money coming? How is it done? Which projects do you want to do? That is why I say each ward should be represented in that committee. They will be able to ask questions of what is happening there monthly. That is the only way that will lay off the fear of the people that when you give power to the chairman like that, there should be a separate body
that
checkmate what is happening, since it is directly their money.
Okay, but don't the government, where does the state government come in now in terms of those state checkmating, in as much as local governments are going to be having direct resources?
Yes, I made a statement that as long as the federal government is not checking your daily use of allocation for Abuja, why should you be interested in what is happening at the local government? And I made a statement too that local governments are not left alone in terms of checking, that you still have even an instrument of checking from the state, through the State House of Assembly Committee, relevant committee checking what is happening there, through EFCC, from the national, even national level. The same way they have the power to check the governors, they have the power to check what is happening at the local government.
Okay, now that local government autonomy is being granted, and it's coming at a time where almost all local governments in Nigeria are faced with multifaceted kinds of problems, ranging from insecurity to underdevelopment. There is so much work that really needs to be done. So let's even focus more on this grassroots development here. What do you think that every local government should at this point be making a priority?
Well, the Constitution clearly states where the local government should focus on: public health, security, as you said. And that's why some of us believe that the best way, I said this from the beginning, that the best way to reduce insecurity at the local governments is to have local government security apparatus. Right now, many of the local governments, including my own, there was a time they had their own separate security functions. But committee and members. I still know that they even have their uniform.
And this call is different from that of state policing?
Yes. I told you now that even when the states, when our local councils were operating at their best in terms of securing the local people, is when they had native police. There should be no reason why even now each local government should not have their what working at that time native police, whether you call it any name. By now they have different names.
These native police, do they have the mandate to carry out arms? Because we have some security outfits that have been brought in by states at different levels to help fight security, but there are lots of limitations because they are not allowed to carry arms or certain level of arms, and those are the kind of arms that are actually required to face these bandits or insurgents that is confronted in Nigeria recently.
Yes, let me just give you a very practical issue. When some of us were growing up in primary school, some of us met the initial native police. You could see them with baton. That was their machine gun that time. But the mere fact, I don't even know. The mere fact you see them with uniform, maybe with that baton. Even as educated, highly educated person, you know, oh, police is around. No person is talking about the issue of the type of sophisticated weapons they were using. Yes. However, because of the new trend in Nigeria now, my recommendation of native or local police, there have to be a way of them having access to weapons. Why I say this is that where it is controlled, it cannot be misused. Just like presently that yes, even under police, their arms are controlled for you to use to go there to go out with a gun. You have to sign. It's one, even though police also misuse it, which all of us are aware.
Recently, they just arrested one of police. I mean, he kept killing his colleagues, collect the AK-47 and sell to bandits.
Good. So
it's
that is part of
now.
where I'm saying that we cannot be afraid that they can misuse it.
Okay.
Sorry,
so
Stephen,
if
to
it
come
is
in
done
here.
in at the state level.
Okay, why these native police is coming in here? I believe in the time past it was very rare for a brother to take up arms against another brother. But here we now have a situation where we have lots of community against community clashes. So if you empower local governments to the point of even giving them the native police with arms, is Nigeria not going to create a problem when now it's going to be local government against a local government, community against another community? Because in as much as united, in theory that we are, there seems to be so much division, especially among even local governments, tribes, ethnicity.
Well, that's why I say arming them is not out of place. I have a section in my local government in Ado where through the arrangement of the community members, whether you call it bow and arrow, whether you call it gun, whether you call it whatever name you want to give it, that locality in Ado would have been chased out by people from another state. They would have been chased out. But because of the unity of the community, if they had gun, it's under the control. Even the traditional rulers know how it is used. Even if it is a stick, they have been able to stay in their remote place because it's a joint community affair. Youths are arranged, they are on schedules 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the day, night to the following morning. Local arrangements, that is what has been able to save that community up to today. So if you have it, if you extend such a thing to other communities, that's why I used to say that. I was the time I commented that look, even within other areas in the state, all the states, including Benue, it's not enough every day to say they have killed also they have killed so many people. There should be an arrangement within the community that there should not, in the night there should not be sleeping. They should have youth that will be guiding. Some will be on top. The example I'm giving you in Ado, some people will be sleeping on top of trees in the night, so that you don't come there to invade the civilians, their mothers, their sisters. Any sign that there's something coming, they will raise alarm. But here, people go and sleep. Then no later in the morning now to say, oh, they have killed 9 persons. They have killed this thing. Security, we are always hearing that security is in everybody's hands. There must be a way of people in each ward, in each local government of Benue State and other states. There should be a way of self-arrangement by youth to help in giving signals of danger coming. We were told how some animals will be on top. They don't sleep. Monkeys, even lions. There are some lions that will be on top of tree. Any sign of leg touching or something, they have their language that others will hear and take over. Even in your houses, if you have chicken, just the mere fact that ordinary birds that is not even coming to them, when they are coming to your compound, your chicken will run to take cover. That is natural way of checkmating insecurity at every level. Is not to be crying every morning.
Okay. From the scenario you are painting, if we have monies directed to local government accounts from the federal government, and we have chairmen that are elected from within the people, and the other one that you described, you are suggesting that each ward should have
joint project account
committee that will be probably asking the right questions,
yes,
or checkmating the excos. Do you think this will bring sanity to the local government administration?
That is, as from my by the grace of God, I have done since my NYSC. All my working life has been on areas of financial investigations. That is my work, and I'm applying my experience also as somebody who have occupied that position at the local government. I'm suggesting to them the way ombudsmen, we call them ombudsmen, yes, the way to checkmate things at the local government level is that there should be, I don't want to use that professional and technical name. That's why I say there must be each ward project development committee. If they are there, you don't do anything within the local government without expecting questions, because these committee members will not be unemployed people as we are having at the state level, being thrown to local governments as chairmen. It will be people with experience. If just imagine, with all humility, if I'm from a ward and I'm a member of that committee in my local government, where are you going to take 100,000 naira? Just like I gave example that when things were working well, you don't take the local government 100,000 naira and they don't know how it's going. So if I'm in such a committee, where are you going to take money that I will not know whether it's being used genuinely or not?
Okay, the issue here for me is not is beyond just putting the right structures on ground. I think it also has to do with the will to do the right thing. You know, local government from 1976, from your brief, up until 2007 was the right. It was the way the local government was moving the way it should until they began to go south. Now people have been compromised. People consciences have been bought, and at the end of the day, the line between conscience and immorality became blurred. You can't even separate them. So now, what makes you think that even if these structures we just described are on ground, people will still not relegate the people to the background?
Very good. Let me make a statement. No matter the level of structures put in any organizations to control the finance, to control physical resources, to control everything. That's why I now say, whether you call it a public companies, call it government functionaries or institutions, you cannot have 100% proof of corruption. What a good system put in place can do is that where it happens, there will be caught. Even America, you had recently Donald Trump was almost assassinated.
Yeah.
But the difference between that place and our country, Nigeria, here, is that you cannot do it and escape there. That's what you remember. That man, that boy, who shot Donald Trump was immediately killed.
Welcome back. We're still on to Break Benue, discussing issues concerning local government administration and resource management. You were trying to say, land earlier before we went on that short break. Probably you.
Yes, I was talking about the issue of that there's no system you introduce that doesn't have shortcomings.
Yes.
The only difference is that where the shortcoming comes, it should be caught. There should be caught. There should be a repercussion. Like I was giving an example of what is happening in America. Yeah. There's corruption in America. There's even election corruption in America. But it's minimal. It's at the minimum level, and the consequences are always there.
Okay, now what is the role of traditional rulers as far as local government resource management is concerned? Traditional rulers, non-state actors.
Yes, traditional rulers are stakeholders at all levels in Nigeria. And that is why I said, even in my recommendation, that for you to have project development committees at the world levels, traditional rulers must be part of it. Development associations in each ward or district, whichever this you want to use, they must be included. Religious organizations, to answer your question, each of both religion and tradition. Yeah. Okay, it is possible for religion people will be there to make sure no compromise. Traditional people, but not the level one of us is suggesting, or it could even be part of it. Traditional people must be in that committee. Development associations must, in the ward, in the district, must be part of it. So if this, we call it relevant stakeholders, if all these relevant stakeholders are in a committee, you have reduced corruption by 80%. If it is there, it will just be at the minimum level, because if traditional people want to compromise, we have the religious group there say no, this is not fair. If people are not, if they are not thinking about development, they cannot go, because you have development associations there. So that's why I say it's a complete composition.
Okay.
The issue of issue of even the traditional, you are hearing about the issue of traditional people in line with your question. I made a statement that both at the national level and the state level and local government level, traditional people are part of resource control and management at all these levels. They are interested in seeing or in knowing what is happening. I still remember that the president Sultan of Sokoto, there was a time he was questioning, even where he's not from Benue State, he was questioning the rationale of having airports where your people are dying of hunger. So traditional people have the power to ask questions, and that's why some people are asking that the role of traditional people should be embedded in the constitution. However, there should be a limit, because that is another current something that is going on because of the issue of Kano and even Sokoto right now. Yeah. That one is a different topic entirely, because you have to really manage the situation. We are not under kingdom. It's kingdoms that are governed and ruled by traditional rulers at the highest edition. Here we are operating a republic. Well, that's why I say it's a different.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Our time is almost fast spent, and I'm hoping to even hear from him because he has experience, managing the local government in the time past. Maybe he could walk us through, because some of the local government chairmen that will have the privilege of being in full control of this government resources, and then this leadership at a display with all the challenges that are before them. If he could, as a way of wrap up from our own part, talk to us or even those chairmen on what the kind of challenges to expect and how to fully utilize these resources. In as much as it seems we can't deny the fact that we have unlimited resources and the work that needs to be done is quite bulky here. How to best manage these resources to serve a purpose, to ensure that the fight for this local government autonomy is not in vain.
Well, I think thank you for that question. The first strategy to apply in the local government administration and resource control at that level is for the chairman and members to know and to recognize the fact that having a good name in your local government, in your ward, supersedes any money you want to make. That is the first moral something, that moral and practical, that I want to give them. That you can make money, but where the system is functioning, it will be detected and your name will go down. Obviously, practical things we have at the local government now, especially during the one I say as from 2008 upward to till today, you hardly see any local government chairman that has maintained a good name, either through their fault or none of their fault because of imposition or issue of collecting their money at the back. So, in fact, one of in my local government, somebody, those people that experience the way I manage the local government, I wouldn't want to call names on the DC, but they have told me that they know that if I was it is now or immediate now past that I'm a local government chairman, that I would have resigned, which is true. Because unfortunately, like I said, I am a professional. I told people I am in politics just to serve people. All my life I have been done. I was the head of a management staff industrial training fund in Lagos. In fact, when I was invited to, because when they sold this into my local government, I rejected it to say, I was living at the most expensive place in Allen Avenue in Lagos, and you want me to go and from Allen Avenue duplex to come and stay in local government? I say it's a way of helping the people. So I tell people that you have the best thing that can happen to you as an individual is to be recognized as somebody that is sincere.
Okay, I think that is a
Yes.
good way, a place to leave it in this segment. We've come to the end of this segment, and we'll look forward to having conversation with you maybe in the few weeks that are ahead, so that you expose us to what the local government is all about. We've been talking to Honorable Agbo Abo former chairman of Ado local government. He's also a management consultant. We look forward to having other conversations in this area next time. We say you stay tuned as we go on this break so that we'll shift attention to the papers. Stay.
Communities in Benue State have continued to experience pockets of attacks, even as the present administration in Benue State takes deliberate steps towards guaranteeing safety of lives and property. One of these areas is Tioshin in Gui West local government. A delegation from the area is Monday at the government house to brief the chief security officer of the state on the present state of insecurity in the area. According to the visitors, bad nature of access routes in the area and the need to complement the efforts of the conventional security agencies has become necessary to address the unfortunate situation. Leader of the delegation, who is the second-class chief of the Tioshin domain, His Royal Highness Chief Daniel Abonte, urges government to intensify efforts towards addressing incessant killings of his subjects. Abonte places other needs in the area, including challenges of good roads network.
We want to implore your government to maintain the tempo and minimize the degree of killing occasioning in destruction of lives by kidnapping, incessant murder, and so on and so forth that is going on and has become a commonplace, most particularly in Gui West local government. And the death toll has hit 555 as at 1st of July, 2024. Your Excellency, sir, kindly turn your searchlight and salvage that place. Deliver us from the shackles of hooks of deadly killers.
Governor Hassan Thalia tells the visitors that his government is not resting until lives and property of citizens are secured. Represented by Secretary to the State Government, Professor Joseph Alakali, the governor assures the people of Tioshin of government's plans to ensure that its efforts are felt in the area soon.
I believe that as
shifting our attention to the papers this morning, and our first choice of paper is The Nation. The headline here said, CDS raises joint security force in renewed anti-oil theft battle. The writer says, military chiefs, NMPCL, perfect strategy, I beg your pardon. Target is to meet oil production quota. That story is on the front page. Above the masthead, Kano creates 3 second-class emirates. Governor signs new bill. The news is on page 6. Tribunal orders NLNG to pay FRS $27.5 million as 2016 revised tax. The story is on page 5. Adeleke's phone line hacked. Page 27. 103 died in 3,623 cholera cases, says NCDC. That story is on page 25. Giants Bank nears recapitalization target. The story is on page 7. And below, the pictorial, military land nationwide for cultivation to grow food items. That story is on page 6. We'll be shifting our attention to other pages.
Alright, let's now turn our attention to Daily Trust, and the lead story here says domestic airfares trump regional tickets. The rider, Lagos Abuja flight cost 250,000 naira, but 233,000 naira to Accra. Shortage of aircraft hit industry. How to stop racketeering, says operator. You find that story on page 4. And then just below the masthead, after Supreme Court ruling, state governments raised to conduct local government plans. Page 12. Page 10. Kano governor signs bill creating 3 second-class emirates. Page 6. Zamfara attack. 5 women escape as 5 men killed by bandits buried. And just for the story here, 14 dead in Jigawa road crash. PDP governors meet in Enugu to discuss NWC Rivers issues. Page 12, and that's where Talbot made us take the stories from Daily Trust. Let's move on to another paper.
Yeah, our next paper is Business Day. The headline here says 13 Nigerian airlines blacklisted for contract breaches. Aircraft shortage worsens and lessors demand return of aircraft from airlines. Africa to the world. Age of average over. Njoroge. That story is on the front page and is continuing in page 30 on page 33. We also have IMF projects 3% growth for Nigeria in 2025, higher than most EMAs. Then on the back of this page is how potential impact of climate change on flooding patterns in Nigeria, the role of infrastructure adaptation. That is the much we can take on the papers, and I'm afraid we're drawing the curtains on this program at this point in time. My name is Stephen Abba. Have a lovely day.
My name is Mary Silva. Benue Television News will come up at 9 a.m. Bye for now.